Hey, quick heads up that, we apologize. This episode kind of had some technical issues that we were trying to, work with. And unfortunately, some parts of the podcast are missing. So we decided to kind of combine our episode with our special guest, Lagg9000, as well as our review of the movie Exorcist Believer. So stay tuned for both of those.
No dumb idea.
I keep every time I keep thinking of the Exorcist theme, for some reason the Halloween theme plays in my mind, and I'm starting to realize I think it's probably because I don't know the Exorcist theme.
Oh, I was gonna say because the Halloween theme is actually inspired from the Exorcist theme.
Is it really?
So that's what I'd heard. That literally a video today, John Carpenter made the music because he was like, we had no money, and I'm the cheapest person to hire. And it's based off the Exorcist theme, or inspired from. So
wow.
Very
hey guys, No Dumb Idea podcast. We're back. We're
Woo,
ready.
Baby. Woo.
Yeah, Gibbelding here.
It's me, Pazuzu.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm
Special
being possessed
guest,
by Domma.
Yeah.
And holy shit, did we take some psychic damage over the weekend? Goddamn. Don't know how to recover, don't know how to wrap my mind around this one, but Dala and I watched Exorcist. Is it Exorcist the Believer? Okay, it's not The Exorcist Believer.
There's no thes even in it at all, which is kind of funny.
Believer? I hardly know her. This movie sucked. This movie.
I believe it sucks. Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know. That's my that's it for me, folks. The movie sucked, and I'm out. Credits.
All right, that was our review of Believer Exorcist story.
Yeah. You got any plugs?
Go watch Exorcist Believer, so that way we could get Deceiver. Because I want to see where this fucking goes.
So I guess we should probably break down. We should get into the story without just being like, "This movie fucking sucks." But before any of that,
it's got good points too, I will say. But yeah,
it's got good ideas. But before any of that, what's your connection to the Exorcist franchise?
Oh yeah, so prior, big fan of 1, big fan of 3. 3 is my favorite. I guess just
3 is my favorite as well.
Yeah, I think 1 I really appreciate, the first one I appreciate, and I do recognize the impact it's had in horror. But I think when you compare it and how it's aged with comparing to 3, I think 3's aged better. 1 kind of has some slow, which I don't mind slow. I mean, 3 is only conversations. There's no murder on screen and shit like that. But yeah, it's 3 ages better. And in lieu of this movie, I decided to watch every other single fucking Exorcist movie. So I got some thoughts on those if you want, maybe at the end.
Oh yeah, we'll go back and forth between our connection to the franchise and what we think about the new one. Ooh.
I guess one last thing is that I will say the Exorcist series. Again, I've only seen 1 and 3 prior to this. Was never really one that I was super connected with personally. It's cool. I'm not it's not my favorite.
Same.
But yeah.
Honestly, I think it was a movie that I think the first time I ever seen anything from it, I had caught a glimpse of it from my parents' doorway. Mm-hmm. And the moment that I had happened to see was the scene where Reagan's getting tested on. And
oh shit, yeah.
There's a jump. It's not really a jump scare, but it flashes to Pazuzu's face, and that literally terrified me as a child. I could not watch the movie. I watched everything else. Yeah. I watched fucking all the slashers, whatever.
All of them,
even all of them.
One.
and like other cheesy 80s horror movies, but like Exorcist was one that I didn't watch it until I was a teenager, or like at least
Yeah.
completely watch it until I was like in high school. And at that point it was I was like, "Oh, this movie isn't that scary. It's crazy." And then I think the third time I ever watched it was with you actually, when we had gone when we had watched that one, and then Exorcist 3.
We watched the first one together, too?
I believe we did. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the first one, because I rewatched all of them or did watch some of them for the first time for this, and the first one has like a lot of stuff I forget about every time I watch because it's just kind of slow at points, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that the detective in the first movie is
No, it's the same as the third.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that's kind of nice is and I think if I remember correctly, Red Letter Media I think made this point, but it's just kind of like it's kind of nice that it's a different guy. I mean, for one, the actor, I forget his name, George C. Scott, I think, is a great, just amazing as the detective in 3, but also kind of makes 3 with having a new like cast completely. It makes it feel kind of like you could just start here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start at 3.
No, you can.
3, it's
the only
standalone.
The only carryover is Father Karras.
Yeah. Yeah, and technically the character of the detective, whatever his name is in that movie. But yeah, it's a solid movie. I mean, just one of the best.
Yeah, one of the best for sure. But yeah, after that, I definitely feel like number 3 was the best. And then they made a couple others. They made the series, and that leads us back to Exorcist Believer. Picks up 50 years after, dude. Jesus Christ.
It's a requel though, right? So technically the only one's like the first one.
I actually don't know.
Okay, because I was like watching every single one. There's nothing necessarily that as far as I could tell that like would inhibit it from just continuing.
Conflicting information.
Yeah, I just thought it was like, oh, this must be like the Halloween because it's David Gordon Green. I thought it was like it must be Halloween.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip everything else and.
Yeah, just the first one.
So, yeah. So, Dala, why don't you go ahead and let us know the plot, and I'll pepper in some details in case
Sure.
in case you miss anything.
Yeah, that'd be great. Feel free to chime in.
Yeah. So from right in the beginning,
I got possessed by a Gib, and that's why I sounded like that for a second. No, it starts off with we're in Haiti. We meet just like this young couple, pregnant wife, and main character. I don't know their names of either of them.
Wait, let's get their name. Let's get the cast.
I mean, I know
really
Angela
quick.
and I think Christine.
Okay, so we have the cast up. The dad's name is Tanner.
Hi guys, Future Gibbelding here, and I don't know what website I was reading, but for some reason it had him listed as Tanner. And, yeah, his name isn't Tanner. It's like Victor or some shit. So that's on me, but enjoy this, Exorcist review where we continuously call the lead actor, by the wrong character name. So, what a great podcast.
So there's the dad, who's Tanner, and his wife, and the only reason we're not really giving you the wife's names because there's an earthquake in Haiti, and Mom dies. But actually before that, she's in the hospital, like a hospital room, and one of the Haitian doctors is like, we either have to save your baby or your wife, to Tanner.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah, and then it cuts to like present day, 13 years later or whatever, and we see Angela, who's like a 13-year-old girl. It's just her and her dad in this like nice house. Well, not
average
nice,
teenager.
Yeah, it's like a okay house. It's not bad. I'll take it. Shit, but it's like kind of like a little.
That's the thing. It's not an okay house because this is like an actual fucking complaint I have. It's a very elaborate house that they live in.
No, yeah.
That we'll pick up on that later. But it's a really like there's interconnecting rooms in the house, and there's like sequences where like
that's the thing.
There's like like there's so much. It's a really nicely designed house. And, you know,
Yeah.
it looks like their relationship is like oh, my dad, like, I love my dad, but he doesn't get me, and, like, I miss my mom, and he doesn't tell me about my mom.
I think it's a little bit more loving than that though too, because they goof around. Like she steals the sausage from him, like piggy, piggy, because she's a vegetarian, and he's like
Yeah.
chases her, and that's where you see that the house is intricate, and it's. I feel like it's kind of we have each other kind of like relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I mean it that
she
way, but
definitely is
there's,
like,
she has that
don't tell
longing.
me about mom. Yeah, she wants to know more
Yeah.
about mom, who died
Yeah.
when before she was born. And then so basically we see, you know, Tanner dad takes Angela to school, you know, and they're talking on the way, and basically he's just kind of like gives her permission to like, oh, you can stay late, like you can just come home for dinner. So her friend Catherine comes and like, you know, they walk together, and oh, and then there's this one thing actually that's kind of weird with this movie is it gets really fucking loud at points and kind of like stressful, like on purpose. Like there's a part where because the dad's a photographer, and he's doing a family photo shoot in his like studio, and right outside the door, like right outside, is a guy just like a jackhammer just going away, and like the kids in the family shoot, like the family's all like hectic, and kids just fucking pooping himself on camera and shit, and the dad's like pissed at him, and so it's just like
So that was
noisy.
definitely one of my biggest complaints was that,
yeah.
you know, in the original Exorcist, it opens up with like, you know, the archaeologists and everyone finding the head of Pazuzu, that little like idol, and just bringing it out and dusting it off, like just automatically brings that like air of chaos. You know, the dogs are fighting, there's people arguing, and there's just this like foreboding sense of terror that, you know, is present. And I feel like David Gordon Green saw that, and it's like, oh, I want to try to recreate that throughout my entire movie. But he completely failed in seeing why that was like important and necessary, because this like with his editing style and just with everything, it comes across as like very not hectic, but it's very annoying. It comes across as like very try hard, like
I feel like I've seen that like elsewhere worked well, and I feel like he saw a movie where they did that stressful noise to stress the audience out, but it doesn't work here.
yeah, it doesn't.
Like,
it's just too erratic and it's too spastic. There we go, spastic. It feels spastic rather than like rather than whatchamacallit, tense.
Plastic. Yeah. One actually other thing I forgot to mention is when Tanner's dropping off Angela, she has like her mom's like scarf that he like is like takes back, basically. Like that's what you're saying, like he's like doesn't want her
Knowing
the
about
sense is
his wife.
I think it was more so like in that regards. He's like, I don't want you losing, because we only have a finite amount of things from mom left. Like, I don't want you losing anything. So like, give me the scarf. So I think it was that. But there definitely is like we don't talk about mom like thing kind of going
Like
on.
overprotectiveness about like her information or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and so from there we kind of just, you know, see the school day. I mean, it's also like it jumps back and forth from the noise and shit, and then I think the next big scene is just we see Catherine and Angela kind of walking into the woods, and their other friend are kind of just sees them walking off the woods across the school.
They use a third friend as a scapegoat so that Angela this is what like is something we've talked about, super fucking stupid. Catherine is like she comes from a conservative family, and she is the one who tells Angela like, oh, if you bring an item of someone you love and you hold it over a flame and a necklace and you do a little ritual thingy, you'll be able to contact the dead. And it feels so
in the woods.
Basically, it feels so contrived and so ridiculous. We're like something. Okay, so in the original Exorcist, it looked like it was like Reagan used the Ouija board, which that kind of, I mean, it is a little hokey, but that still has like credence for, it still was used as a tool in supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
But for this
And I think the
one,
main thing though is the pendant in the first one, right? Because she ends up with the pendant, and that's what possesses her. Not the like Ouija. The Ouija board might have opened it up a little or something, but yeah.
I'm not sure. It has been a while since I've seen the first one.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the movie, the father, like when the family's moving away, the father's like, she had this pendant, and I believe it was like related to Pazuzu, and I don't remember how she got it or how like it got to her or whatever, but that's where like I think it's like the same thing with the little head that he found. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering because I did see like fucking 6 Exorcist movies that all blend together.
I feel like I'm not
there
sure.
was
I
more to
really
it
don't
than
remember
just-
a pendant.
Hey guys, Future Dang back here again, and yeah, after looking it up, turns out that it was the Ouija board that got Reagan possessed. It's not specifically said, but it's kind of implied. But it does turn out that the pendant is used as like more of like a protective sigil or whatever in the movie. So Dalla was right about the pendant being in the movie. Now let's get back to the conversation.
There was more to it than just, hey, let's go to the woods and like fucking get possessed. Like literally, it's
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like that's what it was in the original, but in this one it was just like, oh, let's Bloody Mary our way into fucking, let's Charlie our way into getting fucking possessed by Pazuzu, and it's like, what? Like it just seems like it was something that they could read about on the internet and then just an Exorcist movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty, and that, we're jumping ahead a little because there's a bit of a build up before that reveal, but I mean, yeah, essentially, the girls go to the woods. The dad comes home. It's like past dinner. Daughter isn't there. They kind of do the like call like Catherine's parents, and then the police go searching for the kids. It's like pretty good like atmosphere of like what's gonna happen. I remember thinking like, oh shit, okay, is there gonna be like some days pass and then all of a sudden we just have the girls back and they're possessed, but we don't know what the like lead up was. But then it's like there's like a scene where they find the 2 girls in a barn. This farmer finds the 2 girls in a barn. Then it's like cuts to the doctor's office where the girls are getting examined. And I remember this one actually was kind of creepy too, this shot, because it's kind of like, what happened to these girls? Like they had to examine them. The whole like the idea of just the doctors are like, these are sternups. Like you're gonna have to put your, and it's like, damn, these girls probably like feels kind of real to
Yeah,
like
it's super
find
invasive.
some. Yeah, and so like that there was stuff that was like I will say the first 30 minutes or so of the movie, or I don't know, first half was like pretty intriguing to me. Like there's a lot of like promise that just gets fucking flubbed.
That's why they had us in the first half.
Basically the girls go home. There's no sign of like anything like, going on. Like no, they just don't remember what happened. They didn't realize it's been like 3 days since they've been gone.
They thought it was like hours.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it felt like it was like an hour. So it started raining, so we like started walking. And like they take the girls home. I'm trying to remember the sequence because again, this was like we just saw this like a few days ago, essentially.
Yeah, they get tested. The girls get taken home after that, and then there's a couple of weird like instances of like they're getting ready for bed and fucking the girl's like looking off into the distance and she suddenly pops up after the lights are flickering and shit. Mm-hmm. Creepy weird shit that the girls are doing. But then it's suddenly it's like, that's the thing, it's kind of hard to remember, but it's only because they're possessed and they're at home for like a day before they get rushed to the hospital and rushed to the insane asylum.
Angela
and then
does.
A bunch of
yeah. Because so for Angela's father, he doesn't believe in like religion or spirituality. So he takes her home and he just kind of thinks like, after like the first night or so, she's like, oh, there's one scene that was kind of funny, was he's brushing his teeth and then the light turns off in the bathroom and then it turned to you and I was like, Nosferatu, like from SpongeBob. But it literally is just that, like she keeps turning off the fucking light And then it's funny because it's like he puts her to bed, comes back, you know, I think he like starts brushing his teeth again. The light goes off again and it turns back on, and then she's in there. She's like, "Did you say something?" And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Like,
and then he's just like, "No." And I was just kind of like thinking like she should have been like, "Yeah, it's right, punk," and like fucking flinch at him, kind of like scare him off. Like thought so.
She should have flinched at him. She should have been like, "That's
Yeah.
right, punk." Ah.
Yeah, Dad. She's like, "Yeah, that's right, Dad. I'm the new dad in this house."
I don't think you're understanding what I mean.
I don't.
She should have flinched at him.
Yeah, she
If
should have
she-
flinched at
If
him.
she's
And
the
she
one
should've-
flinching, she'd be the one who's scared.
Well, like flinching like forward. I don't know. Like you know what the thing. where
That's what
the
I'm trying to
guys
say.
do? Yeah.
I'll
Fuck,
cut this
she
out. Just
goes at no. Leave
Lunge?
leave it in action. I like it.
lunge at him.
Yeah, she lunges
She
at him.
should have
and yeah,
lunged at him?
fucking- Yeah, she lunges at him. He's like,
Then
I'm
it'd be
the
like,
new
"That's
dad."
right, punk." Ah.
Yeah, you little bitch. But yeah, it like there's like a couple creepy eerie things here and there, and then like what is it? The next morning, she pisses herself like a shit ton, I guess, in bed. So he's like,
Yeah,
go to
she
the
pisses
bath.
the bed and the sheets and the fucking floor
he rubs her
and the
face in it.
floorboards. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think was it?
Oh,
then,
that's
like,
what it was. She pisses herself, and then he's like, "You're crazy. We're taking you to the asylum." And so they're at the asylum, and let's just go from there because who fucking cares about anything before that?
Well, no, the part I wanted to get to was the minute I knew the movie sucked,
Oh,
she disappears. No, literally. She just
When did,
she goes to the bathroom because he's like, "Let me get you a bath." He goes to check. She's gone, and then you think there's gonna be that whole thing where she's chasing him around the house because there's like we learned that you could loop around in the house.
And we talk about the
And then
elaborate
she-
house.
Yeah, she just hits him in the head in this weird fucking like.
Yeah,
way
she wraps a
with, like, some-
scarf around her.
Yeah, that's what-
she
and
wraps
then
a scarf around his
flashes.
head and like wanks him down to the fucking floor.
And that's the minute I was like, and then it cuts to him taking her to the like mental ward, and that's the minute I was like, fuck, I was stoked to see this house with a possessed kid and like a dad trying to figure out this shit. And the minute it happened, I'm like, so we're not gonna be in this house, like, or any of that.
Yo.
That's all. I just wanted to kind of like that pissed me off particularly. But basically, she
Yeah,
goes to the mental
yeah.
ward. She's crazy. We cut to the Christina's. What is it? What was it?
Catherine Kistri. I don't even know what is.
Yeah.
what's
We
her
go to
name?
Catherine's family. They're at church. I don't think they know she's possessed yet. She's kind of weird.
Oh my god,
Well-
this scene, dude.
Well,
This scene.
Yeah.
Made me laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah,
Oh
same.
my god. So this is a scene from the trailers where, you know, they're doing the sermon, whatever you freaking religious freakazoids do. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
I mean, you're treating it
So-
with more respect than this movie did, honestly. So
Yeah, so these ugly religious freaks are doing their
Yeah.
weird cult stuff. And, you know, it's the scene from the trailer where they're all in the church and the girl's walking down the aisle or whatever, and she's going, "The body and the blood, the body and the blood." But it's cringy in the
Just
trailer.
over.
It's cringy in the trailer, but in the movie it is so much more worse. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna she's a child, and I'm not gonna say maybe it's her acting, whatever. I don't know, but
think
her
it's her
delivery, of it is like, oh, the body of the blood, the body of the blood, yeah, bitch, you want to talk shit? The body of the blood, like, oh my god, it was so fucking like this whole movie, like,
Blasphemous.
there's so many scenes that check me out, that just made me check out.
I was laughing my ass off for most of this movie, like more than
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have expected. You know, I guess
Yes.
that's par for the course with a lot of these Exorcist movies, though. To be fair,
So the girls get possessed, they get tossed into mental hospitals because, you know, as you will.
Yeah.
And what was it? Oh, yeah, there's also a point in the movie where they're looking for their daughters, the dad, Tanner, goes to like a homeless encampment and starts asking him a question. And all the as you will, all the fucking homeless people are crazy psychopaths. They're all fucking like rabid, like, oh yeah, but the girls are out in the woods fucking getting fucked or some shit like that. And it's like, dude, like,
they're all possessed by Pazuzu, essentially.
well, dude, it's like the classic,
Kind of.
if you're homeless, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You can't. It's which I understand that's an
I mean, it's they have their own mental health issues, but it's not a
exactly
good portrayal of.
because that's always the
Honestly,
portrayal.
maybe you know what? Thinking about it, that might be a reference to Exorcist 2, where they portray autistic people poorly, and yeah, so maybe that's what that reference is.
Oh yeah, maybe that was a reference to The Exorcist too.
David Gordon Green was like, "I like that scene. Let's yeah."
I like that scene. That's a good scene. And the dad, Tanner's like, fuck, who else can help me with this situation but 100-year-old fucking Chris McNeil? Chris McNeil? Chris McMahon?
Yeah,
Vince
played
McMahon.
by Ellen Burstyn, who is the original mom from. So they fucking
From The
Jamie Lee
Exorcist.
Curtis, essentially this
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. David
Not-
Gordon Greened it.
Yeah, like she's not. I'm saying the bitch is the movie, like the franchise,
Yeah.
not her.
Not the woman.
Which she's not like a character. Like it's not like if it was Reagan, I would maybe get it, but it was like
Oh,
or
so
Linda
one-
Blair. I
Yeah.
was just
One thing is that she kept refusing to come back because they kept asking her, and she kept
Oh, for this,
refusing because
yeah.
she's like, why the fuck
She's
would I?
retired too. Are you talking
But
about Linda Blair. Or...
no, I'm talking about the old lady. But
Okay.
they were just like, okay, we'll toss a bunch of money your way, but we'll also start like a college what is it,
Fund.
program? Is it
okay.
fund? In your
Is it for
name.
her? Or is it like
It's not for her, but it's like it's like a program. Fund wouldn't be the
Or, is it for what is that?
oh,
For
flinch.
scholarship?
It's flinch.
Yeah.
No, it's scholarship.
Maybe it's-
Scholarship. They started
Yeah,
a scholarship in her name. And then she's like, fine, I'll do your fucking movie. And then she's in this for 10 minutes. Yeah, she's in this movie for 10 minutes, and they make it
comes in like
very clear. They make it very clear. They're like, hey, she's not an exorcist. She's just a pro.
Yeah.
She's just I guess.
Well, they make her
why
seem
the
like a
fuck
badass.
would they? Why would they ask her for help? Why would you go to this is secondhand knowledge shit. You know what I mean? Why not just go to the religious
Actual
fucking
priests,
freakazoids that actually know how to handle this shit?
Yeah. Father Freakazoid.
Yeah.
But it's just fun because she comes in and they put her like as like a pro, and then like the first sign of trouble, she fucking gets like, I mean, do you want me to say it? She gets fucking stabbed in the fucking eyes. Like,
Wait, are you asking me if I want you to say it?
well, I was like, should I spoil it or not? But I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, let me just say it, I guess. Like,
Yeah, dude, who
she gets-
cares? This movie sucks.
yeah, she gets stabbed in the eyes and is luckily. I mean, I guess, or I don't even know if it's luckily. She's hospitalized for the rest of the movie with bandages over her eyes.
Yeah, she
It's just
becomes
kinda-
Kenshi.
It's weird.
I think I turned to you and I was like, Kenshi.
I said Daredevil. It's like
Oh, nice.
she's gonna fight the Exorcist as fucking blind woman.
And then I wanted to say this too because, but then the other scene started. Madam Web.
Oh, you're good. oh, for a movie. I thought you meant for
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, shit, maybe she. Yeah,
Even
maybe.
better, Madam Web.
God damn. This
So
movie-
she gets, dude.
Right.
She's literally in the movie for 2 minutes before she gets her eyes gouged out, and it's not even like, it's not even brutally done. It's not even like, oh my god, no way, that's
CG.
crazy. Exactly, it's CG. It looks like shit.
And
Yeah.
she goes to the so Tanner has her, like he recruited her to his Avengers. They go to Catherine's family to check in on her, and Catherine's upstairs like all possessed, and she's the one that does the eye gouging. And then I guess she makes references to like Reagan being in hell, which is weird because like Chris McNeil, the Chris was like, I haven't seen Reagan in like a bit. She doesn't want to talk to me, but it's like sounds like she's alive. And then the Pazuzu Catherine is like, she's dead. So you're just like, is Reagan alive or not? And then yeah, it's just confusing for like the whole movie.
Spoilers. Who cares? But go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it really is like a 100-year-old woman and her like 80-year-old daughter that like they're asking us to be.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so they can have a connection to the other Exorcist movies outside of Catherine looking like Reagan when she's possessed.
Bring them back.
But yeah, so basically from here, I think Tanner kind of recruits like his own Holy Avengers. He's
The Holy Avengers.
next door, who was like
Oh
a
my god.
nun that didn't she had an abortion, so she never finished her nunnery. They get a
Oh,
priest.
so can I talk about the nun really quick?
Yeah,
She,
yeah, oh, yeah.
She, in the beginning of the movie, when it's setting everything
so
up,
funny,
there's this nurse who, the nurse and the nun are the same person. The dad is dropping off his daughter at school, and right when they're getting in the car, the nurse is like, "Oh, you better move those cans and get your trash cans out of my driveway. It's gonna be super easy." Yada yada yada. It seems like she's a crotchety old nurse, but then she actually ends up being the one who tends to Angela, and she's able to experience Angela's possession firsthand. And that's when Angela spills some secrets and is like, "Oh, I know some shit about you, and I know that you wanted to be a nun or a nunce or whatever, and but you ended up getting an abortion, and that's a bad thing." And
that's very bad. I know you kissed Kyle in 3rd grade. That's very bad.
And you suck. And the nurse is like, "Oh," and she ends up telling that's when she ends up bringing up the information. In fact, that's how she brings up Chris McNeil to the dad. Yeah. Because she's like, "Oh, I used to be a nun, and we know about exorcisms, and I know an expert in exorcisms, and here you go." And it's fucking Chris McNeil. So,
I know we're jumping around a lot. I just remembered a scene that made me fucking perplexed too. Back when the girls were missing still, there's a scene where Tanner comes home, and the house is like, doors open or whatever, and lights are on. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh
so
my
kind of
God.
like, "Oh, is it gonna be Angela?" Like, that's what I was like. So are we gonna see the girls and they're possessed, but we don't know? Like, it's been 3 days. And then he goes in the room, there's like a lady there, and you're like, "Oh, is that the dead mom?" Or like, "Who is that?" And then it turns out it's like his friend neighbor, some Drew Carey. The Drew Carey's in this movie. His neighbor, Drew Carey, brought some religious people to bless the house without telling him any of that. So he's like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's insane. Insane person behavior. Just
so
like,
weird.
"Oh, hey, I know this, or I don't know if she's Haitian, but she's like, "Oh, I brought this priestess here, and she's gonna help." Also, I'm sorry that I broke into your house too.
And so those are 2 other people he recruits later on with the priest and the nuns is Drew Carey and his spiritual Haitian priestess or something. And then the parents of Catherine also are part of it. There's literally a scene in the church where they line up and they're walking down the aisle like fucking Avengers or some bullshit. It's great.
I think that's when I stepped out to have a smoke break, because I was like, no, really, I was like, I need a break from this movie halfway through watching it. Chris McNeil gets taken out. And they decide, holy shit, that was our only chance, I guess. But then they also I forgot how they found this priest, but they find this young priest
the
who
nuns.
that's right. The nunce knows the priest.
Yeah,
and she's that's the other thing I wanted to say. Once the nunce reveals that she was once a nun, her fucking voice changes. So at first she's like, "Hey, you guys better..." Yeah, dude. She's like, "Hey, you guys better stop being all fucking whatever. I'm all crotchety." And then once she reveals that she used to be a nun, she's like, "Yes, and then after that, it was my sworn duty to protect." Her cadence changed. It was so weird.
Oh yeah.
She had nun voice right after that. Yeah.
That's I thought you meant it literally changed. But yeah, no, she does a full 180 and kind of just becomes the main character kind of for a bit, for a section, or the main.
Well, she becomes the Nick Fury of finding all the fucking holy men. But either way, there's a priest who's I don't know if it's his first movie or weird actor, but acting very just weird acting on the priest's part. Very I don't know. Felt like it was either like I said, a first time actor or just someone that they a real priest or something. Yada yada yada. Fucking what happens next?
They come up with the heist, and their heist is to tape these 2 girls together in the kitchen, in the house.
Yeah, they're gonna exorcise them. Yeah.
Yeah, together. They're gonna put these two girls back to back and exercise them in the same room. And so it's funny because they like set up, all the people are there, and then the priest comes and he's like, "Yeah, actually, like the bishop and the pope don't want me to do this shit, so you're on your own."
The one thing that made me laugh the most was he was like, "Yeah, I don't really think I could I don't think I want to get involved in this because like I'm gonna get hurt or something's gonna like people people getting exercise aren't the only ones to get hurt. Like priests die doing this. Like I gotta go."
It's probably accurate. Like I'm sure exorcisms aren't really done because a lot of harm could actually happen in like real life, to people. But it's just weird to wait like last minute because like there's a scene earlier where the priest is with like the like bishops and shit, and they're all like, "Oh shit, this sounds serious. Like, yeah, let's see if we can do this." And then it's like, "Nah," they said nah, like last minute. Like, so he anoints the nuns to be the like head honcho, essentially for the exorcism. And it's
so
a lot of dumb effects, honestly.
Well, it's so leading up to that. So yeah, the nunce is put in charge, and they manage to get the two girls out of a psychiatric hospital. I don't know how easy it is for them to just be like.
That's not hard. Yeah, because the dad would have custody of the kid, so he put her in, so he can easily be like, "I want her out." Like,
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
so they go.
Catherine wasn't in the hospital either. She was at the house or something.
That's right. They were taking. That was a big issue too, because So so they go and they take Angela out of the mental hospital, or whatever fucking hospital she's in. And they tie these two girls down. They like strap them to a chair, two chairs back to back that are like dead bolted and like nailed into the ground. And they start performing this ritual, the Avengers ritual, where there's like the Haitian priests doing different things, and then there's like they all go back and forth. They're all taking their turns. Fucking, the priest like pours vinegar on them. Honestly, the Haitian priest seemed like she was doing the most fucking damage. They should have just stuck with her.
Damage.
yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Well, my favorite part was there's like a part where I think when she puts the vinegar on the girls, they start like spewing out black smoke, and then so she lights a fire right next to them, which I don't know if the fireplace was like. I need to re-see that movie because it looked like they were in the kitchen, and there shouldn't be a fireplace in the kitchen. But
no, they're in like a living room.
Was it okay? Maybe it's just the way it like looked. But she makes a fire, and then that smoke goes and fights, and we see for like a minute two smokes fighting. So it's like a gray smoke and like a blue smoke, or like just like it's literally smoke fighting.
Yeah, it was a smoke fight. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I never thought I'd see a smoke fight in an Exorcist movie.
Yeah, better smoke fight than MK1, if I will say so myself.
Ooh.
I'm trying, and then like it just for some reason doesn't work or something, or maybe is this where the girls are like all of a sudden like you have to make a choice?
Oh no, so yeah, so as everyone's taking their turns, and it looks like there's like there's been a big smoke fight or whatever. That's when the priest comes in, and everyone's like, "Yeah, the priest, you made it. We're so glad that you came." And the first thing he does is like grab the girls' heads, which I think they specifically said not to touch them. They're like, "Don't touch them when we're doing the exorcism." So he grabs their heads and gets he gets possessed and fucking snaps his own neck, basically, just like turns his head
till it cracks.
Yeah, till it cracks and fucking comes off the ballpoint, like the fucking peg or whatever.
Yeah.
And he falls dead to the ground. And immediately that's when everyone's spirits are shaken and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what do we do? What do we do?" And the strongest person there should be the nuns, but the fucking girls, all they do are like, "You're a whore. You suck."
Yeah.
And then the nun's like, "No, I can't do it."
Yeah. Literally just they go down the line like, "You fucking suck. You look like
suck.
trash.
Your outfit sucks." And it's
ooh. And like that literally like disarms like half of them for like a minute.
they use vicious mockery and fucking take out
I mean,
all, damn near all of them. Sheesh. Sheesh.
And then is this the part where I think like the girls all of a sudden are like, you have to make a choice. One of us lives and one of us dies, and like we'll become unpossessed. Which is like
so
clearly
I guess
a lie.
But also,
Or it's, like,
I guess, how does he know that, or how does Pazuzu know that they're losing, or that he's losing?
That's
you know
why
what I mean?
it's like it comes out of nowhere because there's no like there's nothing that signifies that he's like, oh fuck it, like let me kill one to like ransom.
I thought
you know?
the way the movie like the pacing at the end was very much like, I thought that it was gonna be like a smash cut, and it was gonna be like Exorcist Part 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
but
yeah, there's 2 more supposedly.
But that's because it's so abrupt, and it's very much like, so the 2 girls are possessed, and they're tied, whatever. Or I guess just the priest has died, which is very funny, because he's like, I don't want to die, I don't want to do this, and then he dies. Yeah, there's nothing that really signifies why there should be a choice, but suddenly Pazuzu's like, and now you must choose. One lives, one dies, and it's like, I don't think that was set up throughout the entire movie. No. Suddenly there's just this like heel turn.
Yeah, it's just arbitrary. And then like, so at that time, because they tell the parents, they tell Tanner, who's again only father, and then they tell the 2 parents of Catherine. And like in my mind, you're like, oh shit, Catherine's dad is like kind of like a spineless guy, so you think he's gonna be like, I choose you. But they at that moment they're like, oh, like we're not gonna choose. Like the parents look at each other and like, we're not choosing.
Yeah,
and
we're waiting it
just
out.
I think they just keep going with the Exorcist. And then we find out, I guess, that the dad through this scene originally, when they were like, going down the line, dissing on everyone's clothes, they'd go to the dad and they're like, your shoes look like shit. Also, I know mom, you chose mom over me in when she was dying, and so we see that scene.
That's
and
right.
that kind of
and
just
Haiti,
like breaks him down. Yeah.
Turns out he didn't even want his daughter to live. He wanted his wife to live. I thought that was kind of like but at that point I didn't care about the movie.
Exactly. There's like little things here and there of like, in a better movie,
Oh, in a better movie.
I'm trying to think what else happened, because the next scene I remember is essentially the dad, I guess, is able to talk. And he's holding Angela at this point, I think, too. But he's able to talk Angela out of possession. But then
I don't think he's holding her.
Wasn't he like holding her hand or something?
He has.
They were like
the
scarf.
He has the scarf around her.
So he has her like, yeah, but he's like kind of embracing, but he does have like the scarf, I think, or something. And like, so she's starting to get unpossessed, but then that's when the dad of Catherine's like, I choose you, Catherine. Go use spark plug. And then she does like her cry and then gets full HP restore. But then it's what is it? Catherine still dies and Angela doesn't. It's just weird because it was like, not only were you lying, but like you killed her still. It was weird.
And honestly, the entire thing was like, we're going to possess 2 girls. Oh my God, the whole new Exorcist movie. There's going to be 2 girls that we're going to possess. Now let's tie them together.
Yeah, to make them what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's interesting because there's 2, and like the thing I think I remember telling you after the movie is like, I would be interested in either Tanner and Angela's story with like a single parent, like dad this time in that house, because that house is cool looking for like that situation. Or I'd also be interested in Catherine's family because she has like little siblings and 2 parents, and so what would that look like in an Exorcist film? And then they just botched both of them, so it's like cool.
They did nothing.
Yeah, they did nothing. Yeah. Oh, another thing we talked about is they set up that Angela's a vegetarian, and there's no scene of her eating someone's like finger or like.
So I have a
raw
list
meat
of
or some bullshit.
Some things that were set up that.
That
Well, I
paid
guess
off.
we already kind of talked about it, but yeah, the elaborate house, Angela being vegan. I don't know if she was vegan or vegetarian.
Either or, but yeah.
And photography, because the
Yes.
the dad is a photographer, and there's like a lot of like lingering shots on his photography and the way he uses a camera. And I thought that maybe that was going to be used to like, I don't know. I thought that camera was going to be used to like invoke the classic like Pazuzu flash, and then suddenly he's in like an image and then he's not. And they don't do that.
like they do one distorted photo when he's doing the family photo shoot. Remember, the computer gets like distorted, kind of like the ring for like a second.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, but then I was also like, wait, why?
And I remember being like, that's weird, but like again, like you said, I thought it would be something that comes up. You know, he takes photos of her and she has Pazuzu's face and it's all blurry or some bullshit. It's so bad. I'm trying to think. There was one other thing that was like set up and not really paid off too well. I guess, there's that one scene where you see like the face, I think, of the mom or someone in the background of like in the darkness, like for like a frame. And that's the only it happens like once. Like I thought it would be like all the time, or like, you know. So I was looking in the background of most snes, and nothing's going on. Like no. Spooks.
Yeah. So there's a point in the movie where there's like a, Angela's already she's been possessed and she's talking to her dad, and it's the first night that she's home right before she pissed herself, and she's talking to her dad, and when it cuts to like her dad's shot, there's like a demon or like ghost behind him, but it's done like almost like the Insidious movies where Darth Maul pops up behind that one dude.
Literally, that's
It's done just like that, but it like who the fuck was that? Like who like was that the wife?
Say, actually,
was that the I don't know. God.
I will say I actually lied, because that does come back, because while the girls are getting their exorcism, we cut to a big devil-looking minotaur, and then like a quick flash of like another giant demon. Like there's a few, basically makes like stuff probably from like the second or third movie, or whatever's going to be the second or third movie.
What they're going to introduce.
And what I'm hoping, fingers crossed, because it looked like they were in hell. I'm hoping that the second movie, the dad is like, or like the main characters, whoever it is, go to fucking hell. Because I'm like, fuck it at this point.
God, I don't want that.
There's no rails on this train, so why not?
Yeah, I mean
it's
that's
set up. You can do.
That's what
like,
the ending
Catherine's
screamed, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Catherine's dead, so I'm wondering if maybe the mom is like to the dad and like to Tanner and maybe crew. They get the Avengers again and they're like, let's go to hell and get Catherine back. Like, let's get her soul from hell. Because you can
let's
make
exercise
yourself go to
it.
hell. Yeah, you could just exercise yourself to hell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So at the end, at the end, the priest and the daughter die, and the police show up, and everyone should be in jail. There's no way that this movie. That might have been the most unrealistic thing about this movie, is the fact that at the end nobody went to jail for the murder of a priest and a child in a weird cult-like house with a bunch of religious freakazoids, and the daughter had a fucking Antichrist cross carved into her forehead. I didn't know none of these people, all these people should have gone to jail. It's insane. Like, how do they all get away with that? How do they all get away with that?
Yeah.
Because after that, it just picks up, and then like the family's like, oh, now this is where we learn to grow and believe in ourselves. And then it's like Exorcist believer. It ends on like a semi-warm note. Like the family's going, like, oh my God, Angela's going back to school. The dad's happier. Fucking, the white family, the conservative family's like getting divorced and broken up. It's like,
it's just weird to like get divorced over my daughter got possessed, so we're getting divorced.
Jonathan, I can't believe that you chose Catherine to get possessed and killed.
Our daughter.
I want a divorce.
I won't. Yeah, that's right. She has an accent. Oh man, yeah, this movie. I'm surprisingly have a lot more to say, I guess, than I thought. Like I said, that first half had kind of intrigued me because, like, going in, I think I knew nothing about the movie outside of it was David Gordon Green, and I remember you mentioning like this movie's gonna suck, and I was like, oh god. So that first half came and it wasn't as bad as I expected. I was kind of like, okay.
See, I thought the first half was cool, but I thought that it was just trying to harp on the original too much. But then, once that like 115-year-old woman gets introduced into the movie, that's when it just
Yeah.
completely. Once that 300-pound woman gets introduced into the movie,
Yeah, it's fucking 300, fucking 5,000 pound woman. No. I guess actually, real quick, this makes me wonder because, I mean, I do want to see the sequels at some point.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
just out of curiosity, maybe we'll come back and rank them all, like all of them. Have you seen
Exorcist?
Dominion and the beginning?
so. At first those movies did not ring a bell, but then I realized I had both on DVD, and I would
Ooh.
confuse them for each other.
You want to know why that is?
Because go on.
It's
I
the
do know
same
why.
movie.
I know why.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I guess
it's
for
the
the
same
audience.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
literally the same movie. It has the same. I mean, there's some differences, honestly, but it's the Stellan Skarsgård is the same character in both movies, and also they're all the other characters of like it's literally the same. It's a remake of the same movie almost, too, but with the same
Oh my
cast.
God.
And
It's
same,
a
it's weird.
Justice League Zack Snyder situation.
Kinda, I guess.
Maybe not.
Like
But no, I get what you mean.
But because they do change the cast, like 95% of the cast is different. They use some of the same locations. They use worse effects in some. Like Dominion's worse technically because of the effects, but it's like funner because of the bad effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's a treat, but also what the fuck? It literally okay. So I took an edible when I was watching them, and I legit did a double take because I was like, did I put on the same fucking movie twice on accident? Because I did
That's-
not expect.
Oh, you didn't know
to
that at
be-
first?
I thought it was. I knew that Dominion was the first one, and then they got a new director, and he shot. I had heard he shot like the whole movie over, so I expected
Damn
it to
near.
be completely
Yeah.
different. I thought it was to be different completely because there's some differences, but it's pretty much the same movie. There's like
I
some
think the third
changes here
act.
and there. Mostly third act. I mean, different sets too. I mean, the beginning looks better most of the time. The hyenas are in both, and if you know, you know. But yeah, that's again, we got to come back and do like a all 6, or maybe when all 3 are out, do all 9 or whatever it is.
Because the one I remember mainly is that it's in like,
Yeah.
I think an African village that's being like, I want to say ravaged by Pazuzu,
Mhm.
like locusts and like swarms and shit, famine,
Yeah.
and Father Marin comes in. And I think there's a fuck. Okay, so this is where it's gonna get like messy, but
Yeah.
I think this
Uh,
time around it's like is it a small boy who's possessed? No, I think it's a small boy that they
Okay.
think is
They
possessed.
think it's possessed, but then it's
but
the
it actually
doctor.
turns out it's the doctor that's actually
Yeah.
possessed.
That's
And
the
she's
beginning.
kind of hot.
Yeah, she's okay. That's the beginning, and it's funny because Dominion does the same thing where you have the boy, but the boy actually is possessed, and the doctor isn't.
What?
So it's just switch. That's literally the same. Yeah. That's why I was like, the minute you said the boy you think is possessed, I'm like, okay, now I know which one this is.
And I remember they do both of them end in like an underground catacomb.
Yep. One
That's
looks
sick.
like
That's-
I took a note. Dominion, I will say, looks kind of like a Goosebumps or like a Power Rangers show at times. So that cavern
because
looks
it
more
was
like a Power
reshot.
Rangers. What's up?
Maybe because it like terrible, as in it was because of the reshoots.
No, this is the original one. The first
Oh.
one, the reshoot
Oh.
one looks better. Like the
Oh,
first
wow.
one, the cave. It's like a cave where the beginning, and it's funny because I watched them in reverse order too, so it's like it's confusing. But the beginning has like an actual temple underground that looks like okay, like it's like kind of like it looks like it makes me think of like a Halo 2 Master Chief collection or something where it's like here's like the shitty graphics and then here's what we were trying to do back then, you know, like
Yeah.
when we up-res it. This is what the temple like underground's supposed to look like. But yeah. They're bad. I will say I do think Believer might be better than the two prequels, I guess.
Really?
2 fours. it's tough because I saw the same movie twice and they both sucked, so it's kind of hard to be like, and they kind of blend a little too much too, so it's hard to separate them. Just like the girls, like the twin girls, they're back to back, you know, and they're put
Back to
together
back,
in one
can't
movie.
separate them. Yeah. Ah, man, that's the thing where like, okay, so you have the first Exorcist, and obviously it's awesome. It's fucking changed horror. But then yeah, you got Exorcist 2, which that one's a mess, right? It's like super yeah, god damn it. That not really memorable, but if it is memorable, it's for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I'll just say it's memorable.
What's the
to
plot?
me.
What's the like rundown on that really quick? Yeah, not like nothing
Sure.
too major.
No, I know. What is it? So Reagan is the main character. She's working in like a psychiatric hospital, which is funny because she's there and like, oh, I'm possessed, but I'm not anymore. And it's like, so you're with the kids. Like, there's a scene where there's a kid that's quiet the whole movie that talks, and then she's like, you're talking. He's like, I'm autistic. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then there's like a lot of like, what is it? They have like a machine that kind of lets you do like telepathy, and so she kind of has telepathy. And then they go to Africa, and then they go back to the original house and break it, and that's pretty much it. It's a little all over the place. It's memorable, but it's memorable for like scenes, not the whole movie.
Is Pazuzu in it?
Yeah, that's actually where he gets named or name dropped in the
that's
movies,
right.
at least, because the book
Yeah.
has it, but not the original. None of the Exorcists I think actually have it, except for 2. Yeah, there's some cool stuff, but yeah.
But then you get to 3, and that's the thing. Is like 3 is insane. 3 is such a good movie, but it's so entirely different that like it's straight up a murder mystery, a fucking detective caper where there's like this old grizzled detective who, like we said earlier, is the guy from the first one. Yeah, like his friends are slowly dying, and his friends happen to be priests, and it becomes like tied into like this Gemini killer who, you know, is very much like influenced by like the real life Zodiac killer, and he's like committing all these murders that like the original Gemini killer was killed. He was executed. And then 15 years later, this guy's coming back and, like, you know, somehow he's returned and he's fucking doing all these murders. And they're trying to figure it out. It's just, it's really well paced. It's scary. I think it's got one of the, like, most famous jump scares in like, cinema.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's got, like, great direction, great acting. Especially from like the main detective. Oh my god, and Brad Dourif too. I forgot Brad Dourif's in there.
Brad Dourif, George C. Scott,
dude, holy shit! Literally,
Samuel
like
Jackson. Ugh, so good.
I forgot. Like, well, there was a point where I'm watching the movie, and there's legit like maybe a 15 to 20 minute monologue from. No, that might be too much. Maybe like a 10-minute monologue from Brad
It's
Dourif.
a good one though. Yeah.
So good, man. But it's also so entirely different from what came before it, you know, like it's in the Exorcist verse, the Exorverse, but it was actually, what am I trying to say? It's
like
in the
standalone.
Exorcist. It's so standalone to the point where when they were making the movie, they're like, "Fuck, we got to put an Exorcist scene in there."
But yeah, no, it's a good one, and it's weird because I feel like a lot of people not talk shit, but just don't like the ending or endings, and I will say I don't personally have a problem with the like either. I mean, the theatrical ending I like a little bit more because it feels more theatrical, where the other one just kind of feels a little bit more real.
For which one?
For The Exorcist 3, like the theatrical one where it's like all the theatrics going on, and I don't want to spoil it, I guess, but a lot more shit happens. Where the director's cut, like, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's really short and straight to the point, and it's kind of more realistic, but it's not a good movie ending because it's like you just watch 2 hours of a movie and then it's done like that, you know?
I think that might have been the one that I've seen because I just rewatched it. Is it where...
Spoilers. Let's leave it on. It's fine. Skip 10 seconds ahead. The director's cut is the one where he just shoots him. just point blank.
Yeah, so that actually, funny enough, that ending, no more spoilers. So that's the ending I ended up seeing, the director's cut one. And I think because of how abrupt it is and how, like, saccharine it is, I think it just works so much better. Because, I was really invested.
Book, yeah.
I was really invested watching it. And, like, genuinely, when it got to that point, I cried. But it was more of like a fuck, man, I can't believe, like, because it's kind of like a gut punch.
Yeah,
it's very much like a gut punch at the end.
That's what I'm saying. I like both endings are fine. It's just a lot of people don't like them. I don't know, and I'm like, I feel like any review I see of Exorcist 3, they're always like, it's such a good movie, but both endings suck, or the ending suck. And I'm like, interesting.
What?
Like, I think
they suck.
They're good. I don't know. I'm like, it doesn't. Yeah, the movie's fine, but
God, that's so stupid.
I had one question, I guess, hypothetical for you. David Gordon Green finishes up his Exorcist trilogy. What's the next trilogy you want him to work on? And it has to be like a requel. It has to have someone from the original come back, if as possible.
Oh man, I feel like so
it's got to be a trilogy.
Because it's so near and dear to my heart. Well,
sure.
I was gonna say Evil Dead, but I don't think Evil Dead. Well, that's not true. Evil Dead really did change, like, action horror comedies, and like 80 horror movies. I mean, look at Boneyard. It definitely did have a big impact on the genre, much like Halloween and The Exorcist. I'm gonna say Psycho. I'm gonna say he's gonna fucking dip his dirty fucking fingers into Psycho. Nice. And yeah, I don't know how he's gonna do it exactly.
Who's the returning character?
Fucking Norman Bates. Oh my god, it's gonna be Norman Bates, but he's gonna be the like the mom in the first one.
Oh, so his kid. It's like his.
Yeah, it's gonna be his kid. Yeah.
So
yeah.
So spoilers. Is Norman Bates there, or is it his corpse?
We don't need spoil. Why are we spoiling Psycho? Are you fucking kidding me?
Fucking 80 years old.
We shouldn't even be spoiling The Exorcist 3.
Spoilering? No, I mean, well, skip ahead. Fine, cut that.
Skip ahead to the end, to the plugs.
Yeah. No. So, all right. So my choice, actually, for this David Gordon Green trilogy of trash. So he did Halloween, which is like late 80s, or I mean, like, sorry, late 70s, kind of 80s ish. Then he did Exorcist, which is 70s, like early 70s. So I was like, why not? Let's like jump to Jaws, 60s. And I think it would be a trilogy, or like a requel trilogy for Jaws. One of the Brody kids comes back. The first movie is kind of just like a repeat of the first Jaws. Second one's maybe like Jaws 3, but like switched a little, like it is like the same similar setting. And then the third one, it's gonna be Jaws, but then there's gonna be an orca that's there, that's trying to like usurp Jaws. But then at the end, Jaws gets his powers back and kills the orca, and then finishes off the movie.
So stupid. Yeah. Hot take. I think David Gordon Green could probably make a pretty good Jaws movie. He would just have to he just has to make a comedy. No, he just has to make a comedy. Like, dude, if he just went back to making, because if you remember, like, I want to say Jaws 4 was originally going to be like a National Lampoon's movie, and it was going to be Jaws 4 People Zero.
That's 3. I think 3 was.
Or is that? Yeah. So they should just fuck it. Just do that. Fucking have Danny McBride, aka exactly. Like have him be the star. Like, I'm trying to fucking go out into the middle of the ocean and fish.
It's much like The Exorcist. You're not gonna top Jaws 1, or you're not gonna top The Exorcist 1 unless you're Exorcist. The only reason The Exorcist 3 tops the first one is because it's this fucking writer of the movie and book was like, I can do better. Like, that's the only way maybe to beat even 3 or 1 is to like have William Friedkin. Is it Blatty or Friedkin?
Blatty.
Friedkin is
Friedkin is the director.
the director. Okay, so have Blatty come and do the next movie, which is also sad to hear that. Was it which one passed? Let me 1 second. Which one passed?
Friedkin.
Yeah. So which
The
is really
director.
sad because like Friedkin died before. Like, I mean, he was in favor of Exorcist Believer, but like he died before. I don't know. Like it almost feels kind of like it's like I don't even want to be alive for this movie almost or so. You know.
My closing thoughts it's going to be a quote from William Friedkin on Exorcist Believer. The guy who made those new Halloween sequels is about to make one to my movie, The Exorcist. That's right. My signature film is about to be extended by the man who made Pineapple Express. I don't want to be around when that happens. But if there's a spirit world, and I could come back, I plan to possess David Gordon Green and make his life a living hell.
Oh, did he actually say that? Wow. All right. I mean, David Gordon Green, better watch your ass. This shit. I guess if I'm going to give this movie my final thoughts, it would be, this movie sucks cocks in hell. That's it.
Hey, Exorcist Believer, Exorcist, I don't believe her. Exorcist, don't exercise, because believe us when we tell you that this movie fucking blows. But yeah, go watch Blue Beetle.
Yeah, there you go. Better movie. Better scary movie.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm so scared. It's so dark. It's me, Dalla. I'm so scared. It's so dark in this cabin. Oh, whose hands are on my shoulders? Is that you?
Now I told you this cabin's full of scary people and scary folk. Here, let me give you a shoulder rub. You look pretty tense.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
thank you.
get
Oh,
off of him, old man.
Oh, wait.
Ha, puh, pa, puh, ka.
Why'd you spit on that guy? Jeez. I mean, thanks for he let me go. But
Yeah, he was giving you a disgusting old man massage. Hi guys, Gibbeldang here.
Who's behind you?
Oh my god, no! It's like, get off my shoulders, someone's holding my shoulders.
Who are you?
Greg?
Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Let me put on the lights real quick. Flick. Oh yeah. Hey, Greg.
It's me, Greg the Vampire. You guys were talking about me, and you were talking a lot of shit last time. And I've come to set the record straight. I'm a daywalker. I can speak. I can come up on audio. I was sick that day. I had a cold.
Turn the lights back off.
You were still here, Greg. What the hell? Why didn't you speak up if you were sick? You're still here.
I had a cold. My throat was hurting.
Fine. All right. Well, Greg, do you want to take over the intro and you want to introduce the podcast?
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, Greg.
It's your turn.
I lied. I'm not Greg. I wouldn't know how to introduce a podcast. I'm not Greg. Let me take off this
Damn.
this
Damn.
Dracula costume that I'm wearing.
But you have that rubber Greg mask. What the hell?
I
Who
know.
is that underneath?
Look, I'm getting it off. It's cool.
Rip. But yeah, no, welcome to No Dumb Idea, a dumb podcast. It's spooky time of year. And we're honored to be joined by our second guest, Lagg9000 or 9000. Would you like to introduce yourself? Titular in the
Hey,
Lagg9K?
that's me. I'm Lagg900. I've known Dalla and Gilbert for a little while now. Been a good friend. I do the music. You guys have probably heard the titular music for the No Dumb Idea podcast. That was me.
I want to meet the one person that skips it every time. They've never heard the songs.
Oh, dude. That's okay. I understand. It's okay. I forgive them for doing that.
I will say this song is probably the best part of this podcast, though. To be fair,
It's true. My favorite minute of the podcast.
outro, intro.
Oh yeah.
Thanks again for the remake of the spooky version. I love it. What was some of your inspiration, if you don't mind my asking?
Honestly, I was trying to make something that sounded scary and a little bit almost like Halloween-esque, give you a little bit of an Evil Dead kind of feel, but apparently the only way I make that work is if I make it have like a Memphis trap kind of sound to it, which is like really funny because I'm just like, like I was like, all right, I guess this is what I'm going for, but yeah, nah.
No, it was great. The first time I like listened to it, I was like, wait, what? This sounds like so different. But then I was like, oh, I hear it. And then like, I think I told you, it's like I love the like little goblinish sounds of the name of the podcast and
Thank you.
all that. It's just
That
so
was that was probably my
Yeah.
favorite part to do, was doing all the little voices and stuff, and getting the different like screams. And,
Always killing it.
good. Nice.
Introduce us. So you're a big horror geek, Lagg9000. You know what? You're a big geek. I hear. There's a rumor going around.
yeah, yeah. My partner Erica would definitely say that I'm a big old nerd, and so I'm pretty partial to a lot of horror stuff. That's generally my main bag.
I was to say, you also seem to be a big One Piece fan because you got a lot of One Piece in the background.
I'm a big anime guy too. I am a big anime guy. One
Just
Piece
kidding.
is definitely something I got into a little later, just
Yes.
because, like I was saying, my partner introduced me to One Piece and got me to watch it. Got me a little bit more invested in it because I didn't really give it that much time of day before. I always thought it was kind of goofy and a little dorky, but
It's actually
But it
pretty
wasn't-
scary.
dude, it's terrifying. There's so many
Yeah.
spooky,
Pirates?
scary scenes. There's skeletons everywhere.
Most terrifying of all.
Yeah, the most terrifying monster of all, skeletons.
But yeah, go on. Sorry, I interrupted you. You like spoopy, scary stuff, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I'm a big spooky, scary guy. I like the spooky, scary things. I mean, and then outside of just like my nerdy interests, I'm also like a big music nerd. I've always been really into music. I've been in bands like my whole life. I'm still in a band right now, actually, and you know, I do my thing. I like to play shows, and I like
Hell
to
yeah,
go to
you
stuff.
do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's cool. You know, I like those are my general interests. It's generally my nerdy stuff and my horror stuff. I you know, growing up, I read a lot of Marvel comics. I would dabble in a couple of DC heroes. Like I was a big Green Lantern guy, which is really funny because nobody's a big Green Lantern guy. But
Yeah.
I dug on Green Lantern pretty hard. That fool had some cool shit. Yeah, I mean, generally that's
I guess
that's my thing.
not to get too into like an interviewee phase, but I'm curious for your music endeavors. What's like your biggest inspiration? Like your current band, what would you say are some of your big inspirations, so that way people could kind of get an idea of what to expect?
Okay, well, my band's the Tower of the Fool, and
Whoa.
we play, I guess, like a I guess it's like hardcore, metalcore adjacent, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really too picky about labels like that. But I guess the best examples I could think of is, you know, and I'm just hoping that if anybody's listening, they know who this is. It's like bands like Incendiary, a little bit of like a Glassjaw kind of vibe sometimes, but usually leaning a little bit heavier and a little bit less melodic, but
More country.
A little less rock and roll.
Yeah.
a little twang vibe. You know, we like to get a little hoedown going here and there, but you know, it's
Yes.
it's generally really aggressive music, and it's something that has always been a really great outlet, in my opinion, for like aggressive energy and emotion. So like, yeah, that's generally just the gist of the band. And I mean, if you like heavy aggressive music, I think you'd like the band.
And here's a clip of
Last
one
week's
of their songs
show.
right now.
Right now, go.
So if you like that, check out Tower of the Fool. Tower
If
of the
you-
Fool.
If you didn't like that, also check them out because it's probably nothing like that. Actually, it's a lot better. Oh shit!
I don't know. I thought it was pretty accurate.
Yeah, fair. Thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, I guess to jump into our weeks, since we're on the topic of ULAG, what's your week been like? Any spooky stuff this Halloween month?
The spookiest thing is I've been working this new job,
Ooh.
and I work with a really old man.
Ah!
That reminds me of the meme where it's like fucking corporate people, like now they're like 27 or something, and like realizing their enemy is Phyllis, that's like 40 with kids in their office. It's like this guy's probably like an old man. He's probably like got grandkids.
He does.
Mortal enemy.
I know his grandson.
He's probably younger than you. Shit.
No, his grandson's my age.
Oh shit. Hey, get some brewskis.
I was gonna say beat the shit out of him.
Do both.
Assert your dominance.
Yeah, do both. No, yeah, I was telling Gib too. I think before you got on Lag, just that like this week, not this today particularly, has been kind of a weird kind of vibe. Like I'm not sick or anything. I just feel like the day's vibe is kind of weird, so I'm feeling not sad, but just kind of mellow or kind of like in a little bit, not a depression, not like significant, I guess. I don't know. Just trying to normalize kind of having those like meh days. And there's nothing like particularly.
It happens.
Just kind of one of those days where it's like, I was like, there's been a bunch of car crashes I saw, like not in active, but like the post crash and shit. And so I'm just like, God damn, did I just go home, be safe? You know, just take care of yourself, make sure, nothing goes wrong kind of. I feel like Final Destination almost in a way, just bubble wrap myself.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes you have days like that. Sometimes you have hours or even months. But definitely normalize them. It's all right. It's
I'm excited for the podcast. It's
doing your best.
Yeah, it's not like affecting me too much. What about you, Gib? What you got going on?
Yeah. So one thing I meant to talk about, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, nice.
Dracula on a boat. Not too bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Honestly, it felt more like a movie from like the 2010s. But it was cool. It was like I would have been interested to see where the story went. But the thing was, it wasn't scary. Like it was
I didn't
cool.
think so. Like from the trailers, it didn't look like it.
There's never a moment where I was like, whoa, that's creepy, or like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Like, it felt very safe. Yeah, not the best horror movie I've seen, but I didn't mind it. Just thought I'd share that, though.
Yeah, actually, quick question. I guess, like, the vibe I got from the trailers made it seem like it was like almost like a horror action movie, if you know what I'm saying, kind of. Is that kind of closer, do you think, or no?
It kind of like borderlines on action, but it's more like there are scenes that are tense and they happen to have guns and they happen to have like people doing things, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's like action.
Yeah, like it's horror first, but I'm trying to think of like the equivalent. I don't know if you got one in mind, but I feel like there's like that genre of like almost action horror in a sense, but that's neither
my
here nor
mind
there.
doesn't want to go to like Van Helsing, but it's not like that, not at all, actually. I don't know.
That's probably a good example though of an action horror kind of thing, I think.
What about you, Lag? Have you seen it? Have you seen Last Voyage?
I have not seen Last Voyage.
Gasp. Yeah, well, I would say...
He likes werewolves. He doesn't care about vampires, even though he's Greg.
That's true. Yeah, vampires could like werewolves. That's okay.
Team Wolves. Oh.
Haven't you seen Twilight, dude? You obviously can't.
Of course I've seen Twilight.
Duh. Well, joke's on you, because the werewolves don't even appear in Twilight. They appear in New Moon. Sucker. Got you. Got him. Also, they're not werewolves, they're shapeshifters.
Shapeshifters. Another thing that I've been... sorry.
No, I've been watching... Gotta do it. You got me.
Fucking burn. Another thing I started watching is the Legend of Vox Machina. It's a animated series on Amazon Prime. It's it's an animated adaptation of the Critical Role D&D campaign. It's they're like famous cool. D&D role players that they're all like really good voice actors or like actual voice actors. And yeah, like I don't know how long ago the campaign was, but the series came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You could definitely tell, like, you know, having played D&D and the three of us happen to be in a D&D group together, watching the show, you could be like, oh, that was a check, or oh, that was,
Yeah,
it definitely has the
I imagine-
energy of a campaign.
So it's like they took the campaign as like the screenplay and then kind of fleshed it out.
Yeah, yeah. So
In
you
a
could
sense.
watch like from campaign to the scene, like on YouTube. I've been watching those videos too. Like it's very
That's cool.
interesting
Yeah, I didn't even think about
to
that.
see it like improved out and then to see it animated.
Yeah. No shit. That's cool.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend that, especially if you play D&D. It's just really creative stuff, really fun show. Have you seen it, Lag?
No, but I've always been seeing stuff about it. That's been like a big thing lately. I mean, the D&D movie was made not too long ago. That one came out a little while ago. I mean, ever since, like, I hate to say it like this, but like since like the Stranger Things like boom, it
Yeah,
feels like
that's what I was
D&D
thinking.
became so much more popular and like more like just normalized in the public eye. It seems, but I think that one would probably be interesting. I'll probably give it a shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny, I've heard of that show, but I never knew it was an adaptation essentially of a D&D campaign of a
Same
big,
here.
pretty popular. Yeah.
Same here.
The one that I watched that got me into like really made me curious about D&D was Harmon Quest, which is like the
Yeah,
same time as Stranger Things kind of roughly. I mean after it, but yeah, Actually, one of my favorite graphic novels, which I'm gonna recommend right now, because I'll probably forget for plugs and it's relevant, is Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. It's a great crime novel about these four kids that play D&D. That like the main character, her dad is like, he's a single dad and he's like stuck on hard times, and basically she's like, let's go rob a bank, us four D&D kids, to help my dad basically get out of like debt. And it's fucking wild. It's fun time. It's it plays with the D&D stuff like a little bit, but not too much. But it's like fun because there's like the parts where they imagine themselves as like the wizards and shit. And then there's like
Interesting.
the reality of what actually happened. Highly recommend.
Fireball.
Really fun.
He's dead on the floor, shot dead by security.
Yeah. I think there is a scene, if I remember, where he's like, I'll use like a thing, and then he gets shot, and he's like, oh,
Come
my
on,
arm.
no.
Something like that. Yeah.
Spoilers.
It's good. It's great.
But yeah, if you like D&D, I really recommend checking that show out. I actually started on the wrong episode. I started in the middle of season 2, and I was like,
Jesus,
"Oh my
what the hell?
god, they really start you off in the middle of this, don't you?" But it opens up immediately. It opens up with like the barbarian character. He's like holding on to the tail of a dragon as it's flying through the sky. And immediately I'm like...
To be fair, it doesn't sound like it opens up. It sounds like it middles up with a barbarian.
Yes.
Because you watched it from the middle.
Yes. So it middles up with the barbarian gripping a dragon tail as it's flying through the sky. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this is definitely like classic D&D moves, like D&D bullshit moves. Especially because I play a barbarian. And I'm just like, yeah, I can imagine... my character doing some bullshit like that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've been watching that, and just so my save file on Baldur's Gate fucked up.
Again?
No, did I?
Or was this like last time?
Did I mention last week that my save file fucked up?
You did. Or 2 weeks ago. Okay, cool. I was just like, did it fuck up a third time or second time or whatever?
Yeah, so it'd be so it
you're
did
good.
fuck up a second time.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it keeps fucking up in the middle of Act 3. And so I have gotten to I've gotten to that point twice now, and I've had to restart. And so I've just been like, I've tried to restart for a third time, but I'm just like, no, like all hope is gone. I know it's gonna shit out on me soon. So I'm just like, I'm over it. And
Damn.
I've been focusing, without that in my life, I feel a lot more clear-headed. But no, but I've been focusing more on like my creative stuff, because I've just been like, okay, I'm not going to use all my free time to like, just play video games. I've been working on customs. If you follow my Gibble Dang account,
Speaking of D&D, I'm working on my own campaign, working on my own comic book right now. Which, speaking of depression, sometimes I had started working on this project a long time ago, and I have my ebbs and flows of creativity, and depression is a Depeche Mode.
That's what I was
Depression
literally
is a
thinking.
real.
Yeah.
Depression is a real, it can make my creativity be stagnant or yeah, it can make my creativity be stagnant. And so recently I've kind of had it, I felt it kind of come back to me a little bit more. So I'm like, ooh, I'm going to ride this wave as it comes to me,
Yeah,
So,
chip away.
yeah, just been working on my creative stuff. I guess last thing I've kind of, I don't know, just last thing I've been thinking about. Well, no, we'll talk about that later. I've just been really thinking about BioShock lately. I watched a retrospective about the whole franchise and the timeline and shit. That shit is crazy, man. Like they eventually made it so that like they all just like loop into each other. Like cuz after Infinite, the DLC for Infinite made it so that yeah, it just everything is like
It's like a loop.
oh, well what you didn't know is that like she went back in time and influenced this happening in the original BioShock game and this and that and like which is kind of cool, I guess. But big franchise I was into when I was a kid and yeah, I guess they're making a fourth one. There's rumors about it being set in like either Alaska or Antarctica, like the ice basically.
I was gonna make a joke like in the dirt because they've done water.
No, that's always what
air. Yeah.
That's always what I thought would have been next, like a subterranean BioShock.
They should do it on a volcano.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Like,
In
I was
lava.
thinking like a desert too. If I could do all three.
Okay.
If they do it in the
Okay,
lava,
so BioShock in a desert.
that would be pretty cool.
Oh, go on.
If they do it in a
That'd be pretty
volcano,
fire.
yeah, Fire Society with lava, pretty fire.
Ooh.
The
Yeah.
technology runs on steam and fire.
What if it was
See,
like
fucking-
ancient BioShock? Would that be too different?
Like prehistoric or what? Like dinosaurs?
Yeah. So there are a bunch of cavemen and dinosaurs, and the big daddies are dinosaurs.
Only if they
Well,
call it
to be
Dino
fair-
Shock.
Oh yeah, there you
Ooh.
go. There you go. Dino
Yes.
Shock. All right, cool. I want
Dino
this.
Shock.
Dino Shock
Yes.
4. Just kidding.
Ooh,
Deforno Shock.
I actually want it to be called Dino Crisis 4. But it's not a sequel to the Dino Crisis series. It's a sequel to Bioshock.
oh, that would be pretty funny. I'd be a little disappointed as a fan of Dino Crisis,
Yeah.
but
No,
that's also pretty funny.
The funny thing is, if you did Dino Crisis 4, it'd still work. Like, it'd be confusing for both. Like, what? Like, because they ended with Dino Crisis 3. So it would make fucking sense.
Yeah, you're right. BioShock 4 should be Dino Crisis 4.
Yeah.
That's how we should make sequels now.
Yes. Fuck them over. Take the name before Capcom can get it.
But yeah, BioShock in the ice. I don't know.
That seems
to
cool.
me, it's not too different. It's just colder water, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's exactly why. It's like, it'll look
Like,
different.
whatever. In fact, you go to like an icy part of the level in,
in the Bioshock.
in the BioShock game. So
This is
so
true.
fucking whatever. So who fucking cares?
It's rumors. We'll see. Maybe it'll be like space. Who fucking knows? Space Shock. That's what they'll call it. System Shock.
Oh, that's a better one. They should make that.
Yeah. And then they should remake it again. Anyway.
Ooh, yes.
Fuck it hell. All right, Lag. You're a big music. Or do you have any more? Actually, sorry, John.
Give me 1 second. Oh, they just announced Morbius 2.
Did they really?
No.
I was about to say. What the fuck?
Oh wait, no, yeah, they did. It's called Tubius.
Two be more, but the S is the two.
Morbius. Damn it! No, it's called Morbius actually.
Like more MORE. More
MORB.
BS.
BS. Yeah, it's. it's Morbius.
Anyways.
Yeah, another bit of news is gym leader Nate and I are gonna try to make our own kind kind of like TCG, like trading card game. Yeah.
That's
Don't want to get too much into it, but
nice.
so far it's fun.
Is it with the Pokemans that you mentioned last episode? The made up ones?
Maybe. Oh, not the made up ones. No.
Oh, okay.
Not the
No,
not
the real ones.
Dumb.
No.
we're gonna
The ones that you and Nate, gym leader Nate, talked about. The Pokemon Power and money capitalism.
Oh, maybe we might, tweak some designs that were in there and use them for this for something else. So we'll see. We shall see in due time.
If you do want a Nokidum, you do have to pay me royalties. Sorry. So
No, I will. Oh God, no. But speaking of royalties, royalties, King Lagg9000, my lord, tell us what the plan is for us peasants today.
I hear you have a fun music activity for us peasants.
Hi guys, Gibbleding here. Speaking of those audio issues, we lost the premise. Isn't that fun? So, just a quick rundown. The premise for this week was to make a music playlist, based off of monsters in cinema, as prompted by our awesome host Lagg9000. Yeah, that was the prompt for this week. I chose a xenomorph. Lagg9000 chose
It Follows Man from It
chose
Follows.
It Follows. Everyone from It Follows. And Dalla, what did you choose?
I chose Ghostface from the titular Ghostface.
Yeah, which actually it turns out Dalla's audio was the only one to get captured. So
Not cursed.
So we're gonna put the playlist up either way. We'll show who chose the songs for the Xenomorph, or which artist goes to the Xenomorph, which artist goes to It Follows and Ghostface. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with us through these technical difficulties, and enjoy the rest of the cursed episode.
I imagine the Xenomorph opens his mouth, the little mouth comes out. On the little tongue, little mouth thing, it has headphones. Listen to this song.
Exactly. Yeah.
See,
But,
I imagine that the xenomorph opens his mouth, and then the little mouth comes out, and then the little mouth raps. It's all bars.
There we go. Yeah.
While the big mouth is
Beatbox.
beatboxing.
Yep. I was about to say nice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, beatbox with your
Hell
mouth.
yeah.
Where's your tongue
Hell
out,
yeah.
dude?
Alright, I fuck with that.
We don't know how they make sound.
But that's all I got for the Xenomorph,
Can I? I got 3 songs to throw on your playlist.
Yeah, what do
Is
you
that
what do you
cool?
guys got?
Song
Yeah.
is it cool? I go first, Leg.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer's song "Still You Turn Me On." Well, still you alien me out. That's yeah. I don't know if you heard it. You
Ooh.
listen.
I haven't.
Then I
I'll
got-
give it a listen. Sounds sexy.
Yeah. It's old like 60s, 70s rock, prog rock. Then we got Celtic Frost's "Innocence and Wrath." It's black metal. Pretty great classic
Okay.
black metal. Great album art. Also ELP, great album art, I gotta add. And then the last one I was gonna do is Debbie Harry, "The Jam Was Movin'." Also amazing album art. Definitely recommend Give a Googs if you haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my
Okay.
3 recommendations. Also, the album art are all from H.R. Geiger. That's why I chose them.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Great songs.
Oh
though.
yeah.
Yeah,
Clap,
you got
clap,
any-
clap. What about you? What do you got going? What did you
Um,
choose?
I chose the song Planetary Clairvoyance by a band called Tomb Mold. This is a metal song, and it was recently featured actually on the Cyberpunk 2077 game
fucking
soundtrack.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
You bitch.
I mean, I already knew the band before that, just because I'm into the death metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was one of those bands where I was like, oh, nice, they made it.
Oh, I love that.
They
Yeah.
didn't really make it or nothing, but
But it's still cool. Isn't it like on there, like a
No,
game
it
you
was-
like?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're hearing radio on GTA, you'll hear like a song
Yeah.
from the band on there, and you're like, oh shit! Like I remember playing GTA 5, and like they would just have some like songs that were a little bit more like, oh, I didn't know like they would have that on here. That's kind of cool. So
Nice. Yeah, it's cool.
that was one of the songs I picked. Just a cool death metal song. Honestly, the album art looks very, very Geiger inspired and very Alien-esque also. So like it's a pretty good song, pretty good band. But that's the big one I thought of. Honestly, it's about
Nice.
wiping out other species. So it seems fitting for a
Yeah.
xenomorph.
Yeah, I was thinking of going down the route of like songs about aliens and songs about like
It's probably not as fun though.
destruction and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I want to do more of like mood
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I,
things
I
that
think
would sound pleasant to an alien.
I think that's much better. Like or funnier.
Oh, God,
I
I
should
even-
say.
I even had another one I didn't play was "Birthday" by the Sugar Cubes, which is Bjork's first, like one of Bjork's first bands.
Nice.
So it's gonna have that nice Icelandic wailing. Yeah. It's
Bjork?
more of like a wah. It's pretty good. Very good.
Bjork's in the studio? What?
Yeah. Oh, Chappy,
Bjork
Chappy, it's
is
me,
here.
Chappy. I'm Bjork. I'm
No,
looking for Chappy.
no. The Antword can go home. The Antword can go home. I thought I just got excited because Bjork was
Yeah.
here. But
Well, we
I
did.
don't want the Antword.
We only afford her for like a little, so that was it.
It's like
Unfortunately. Nice. Good list. I love that.
Domma.
Curated list. Yeah. So I chose Mother Nature from The Happening. No, I'm just kidding. That would have been great though. Just like all nature sounds. No, I did.
Oh, you could have You could have chosen all the Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Like that. Bjork.
Yeah.
No, I thought I'm a big slasher guy. I was like, who's Freddy Krueger? Okay, that'd be cool. I feel like it's kind of easy. Jason Voorhees, kind of pretty bass. I mean, I love Jason, but I feel like he's like a bass as far as the music. He died as a kid. It's probably all kids' music, to be fair. Or not, whatever. He's a fucking hillbilly, I should say.
What a dumbass.
But I was like, fuck. Oh, you know what? So I had to modify it a little bit. I chose Ghostface from Scream.
Nice.
Spoilers,
Oh, yeah.
if you've not seen the movies, it's a different person. In fact, it's different people each time. So the way I went about this list is I wrote a list of all the killers and basically picked one song that I think they would be like jam into, like would be their theme. So I'll go real quick. Most of these are pretty I think most of these are pretty self-explanatory or pretty obvious. So for I'll start from oldest first movie to most recent. Got Billy Loomis, titular Billy Loomis. Korn, Clown, fucking duh. It's like pretty much his theme song. Stu Macher.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got Stu Macher. I feel like he was a pretty goofy guy. So I felt like I was like at first I was thinking ska, but I was like, no, maybe not supposed to say ska. It's a little goofier. So I ended up with Bloodhound Gang, their song Fire, Water, Burn. I think the hardest part actually of this list is I try to make it time particular. So I wanted to use the song like if I wanted to use "Nts from Bloodhound Gang, that song came out way after, like 96. So I tried to pick songs that were either that year or prior. A little extra challenge.
Ooh.
But so how I ended up with Fire, Water, Burn. Then we got Scream 2. Also, spoilers, if you haven't seen any of these movies, go fucking watch them and then come back, I guess. We have Mickey. I gave him the Prodigy serial thriller. I feel like he's pretty fucking like on the nose with that. And then I got Miss Loomis, Billy's mom, with the Donna Summers, Bad Girls, because she's a bad girl herself, and like she grew up listening to like.
How does that song go?
Yeah.
Isn't that the Price is Right?
I am a bad girl. I am a bad girl. That's my theme.
Yeah.
I'm such a bad girl. That
It's
is
me.
me. Yeah, I know this song.
Yeah. And
It's
I'm
me,
not
Donna
that bad a
Summers, and I'm
girl.
here to say
I'm a bad
Donna
girl
and
in a
Summers are
major
different
way.
people.
It's
Domma,
me, Donna, and
Domma.
Summers. It's me. It's Donna and it's Summers, and we're here to
Say we're like salt and pepper, but in a better way.
in a badder way.
Yeah. Ooh,
It's because we're
girlier
bad
way.
girls and we're here. I don't know.
Anyway, best movie Scream 3. We got Roman Bridger. Give him Blink 182 mutts because he's kind of a mutt himself in a sense. I don't know. I feel like it's just like he doesn't like that. Like, I mean, not that he doesn't like it, but his favorite song is not your fucking like, I Miss You or fucking any of the top hits. His is like, got to go a little bit more obscure.
Wow.
Then we got Scream 4, Charlie Walker, McCulkin. Picked 30 Seconds to Mars, The Kill. But I also specified he likes that song because he heard it in Guitar Hero 2 or 3, whichever one it is. So he got into good. He was playing Guitar Hero. That's where he got like most of his music. He's like, this Jared Leto guy is pretty fucking. Yeah,
This guy's rocking. I hope he plays Morbius one day.
Yeah, dude, that'd be the coolest
I really
movie.
hope I get to see more. I'd love to see Morbius on the big screen. I can't believe they still haven't made a Morbius movie.
That's his whole shtick. That's why he kills. He's like,
Yeah, that's why his
"Fuck, they haven't
hair's
done
long."
it." Yeah. He's like, I'm looking like my idol,
He's
Jared
like-
Leto.
He's like, God, I hope I'm what Morbius looks like when they make a movie of him starring Jared Leto.
Leto. And then we also have in that same movie Jill Roberts, and she's kind of like your typical party girl kind of. So I try to pick something poppy from the time. I don't know if you've heard of this artist though. It's kind of poppy. Katy Perry, Firework. It's probably very obscure, but
That's the name of the artist? Katy Perry
Yes.
Firework?
yeah, no, Firework's the
I
artist.
haven't heard
Katy
of that
Perry.
artist, actually.
Yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, I had it flipped. Sorry, Firework by Katy Perry. Sorry, Katy Perry by Firework. I
Yeah,
Do you
I've
ever-
never heard of this
Yeah,
Katie.
I'll sing a little. Do you ever feel like a Katy Perry drifting in the ocean? Not Taylor Swift. That's how it goes.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, so I felt like it fit her vibes. Then we got Scream 5, one of the newer ones, more modern. A little easier to pick
Five
songs because
Green.
I have so much more options. We first have Amber Freeman. I picked Ghost, Call Me Little Sunshine. I'm not the biggest Ghost fan. Do you guys want me to play that for you?
Yeah, play it.
I'm not the biggest Ghost fan particularly, but I was kind of like, I feel like she would like metal, but not like metal yet. Here, let me.
I've actually seen Ghost live.
Have you heard?
I saw him live, and the performance, he came out, and it was, so the moment that he walks out, like Papa Emeritus walks out on stage, they've got this gothic kind of orchestra going where it's like, and he's doing this like priest fucking shtick.
Yeah.
He's got his arms up, raised like Jesus or whatever, and he's walking forward, and somebody tosses a beach ball up on the stage, and he looks down, and it lands at his feet. He looks down
Nice.
at it, and he kicks it, but he gets caught in his robe, and he slips and eats shit.
God damn it.
And then he gets up, he gets back up, and he just raises his hands again, and everyone goes like, "Woo!"
Yeah, he's back up.
I
Well,
gotta find
shit.
footage of that. That was,
You might have
very fun.
seen Amber Freeman there then at that concert because I mean, like I said, she's a big fan of Ghost. I mean, like I'm not the biggest fan, like I said, but kudos to her. Then we got
Who's
Richie
Amber Friedman?
Amber Freeman, like who plays her?
Oh yeah, Amber. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I was like, that's the name of her. Like,
what? I
what?
thought his name
We
was
got a new
Ghost.
listener?
What
we
the
finally have a
fuck?
listener that submitted something.
Yeah, you didn't see her there.
They gave their full name. Sorry.
Now we
Mom.
got. No, you're good. We got Richie Kirsch, who is the Quaid Junior, Mini Quaid. For him, I picked. This is another artist I'm not too particularly familiar with, but I felt like it fit the vibe. But I picked the song "Roslyn" by Bon Iver, and Saint Vincent.
Oh.
Let me play a little bit for you. But yeah, I feel like he is the kind of guy that likes that like soft music. Also, I wanted to note that that song is from Rosalind is from Twilight's New Moon soundtrack. So he's like a Twilight boy the whole way. Team Edward, definitely.
Twi guy.
Yo, fuck yeah! All right, now that leads us to the last movie where we get the three killers. We have Wayne Bailey, who's the dad.
Ugh.
I gave him Duke Pearson's Black Coffee. It's kind of just like a jazz noir song. Think of a jazz noir song. It's that one.
My name is Domma Summers, and I'm here to say we're both bad girls, and it's neo-noir.
Just say, and I'm the other Summers, and I'm here also to say,
And I'm also Domma Summers, and I'm here to say.
Domma. Oh, what's up, Domma?
Yeah, I've been calling her Domma.
I am Donald Summers, and I'm here to say.
And I've got the little hands.
And such a bad girl. I'm the baddest girl. Okay, it's true.
God.
They don't know. I'm truly the baddest.
They don't get any badder than me, it's true.
They want to take my badness and they want to put it over there, but
That's true. The crooked Biden wants to
take my badness.
Biden in China.
The government, they raided my house, they took all my badness. And it's un-American, it's unconstitutional, I'll tell you.
Yeah. That leads me to Quinn Bailey, the daughter. I picked Meter Mob, You Came to Party, because it's kind of another like party anthem song. Are either of y'all familiar with it?
I don't listen to any music.
Here, let me sing you a little bit.
Can't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear anything?
No. Crack that shit, boy. Fucking
Too loud.
fucking
Crank that.
spank that shit, homie.
See, I feel like she would be like, I came to
Fucking-
party, I'm blasting this shit. Gonna kill me some.
I'm whacking willies.
Yeah, I got my willies out. We got them on gyrate mode. That's what we call it when we have them playing on the vinyl player. Gyrate mode or whatever. And then our last one is Ethan Landry, who I think is like the brother or little brother. Or maybe he's a friend. But I don't know, his last name's different. But anyways, I picked Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. Because, you know, everything he ever wanted is just to kind of kill some hot chicks. Some fucking Jenna Ortega's.
Family back.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my... I don't know if you guys want to...
all we all?
Huh?
I think he just had the same desire we all had.
Oh. Yeah, to kill Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah?
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't say anything. If anything ever happens to Jenna Ortega,
I know.
I just want to go on the record.
She's
that I
already
never said,
disappeared.
Where are the three of you? Yeah, where were you three on fucking October 31st?
Oh my god.
Trying to get away from It Follows. But yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add anything particular. It's a lot of songs. It's a lot of different peeps.
I think for Ghostface in general, maybe like Tear You Apart by She Wants Revenge. Probably like a good song about like
Revenge.
I guess violence.
Yeah, tearing and revenge.
Tearing and, yeah.
Go ahead, Leg.
I would say the song Telephone by Beyonce and Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Kiss
okay.
Me Through the
Oh,
Phone.
yeah. How did I think?
Kiss
well,
Me Through the Phone.
Yeah.
I think I would do a lot of phone play.
Yeah.
Play.
But
Yeah.
that's a little on
That's
the
true.
nose.
No, and that's I think
Call
'cause
Me
I
Maybe.
chose
I think Call
Yeah, I
Me
was gonna
Maybe
say.
would be good.
Kiss Me Through the Phone and not later on.
And now for my esteemed guest, Mrs. Domma Summers. Well, I'm Domma Summers.
Hey. Let me tell you about the thing I was going to tell you about. My name is Thomas.
Domma Summers.
No, that's my list. I think because I picked the like fucking alter egos, I guess, or the like citizen egos of the characters. I was trying to go for that vibe of. But yeah, no, it's true. Like I think Ghostface, I would definitely do a lot of like phone based, probably some metal, and rave music for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dope. I guess one thing I will share for listeners, please give our Instagram a look, because I'll hopefully have each of these playlists actually posted on there too, so you can follow or listen along, I should say, not follow along.
Or we should have a compilation, the Monster Mash playlist
Ooh, actually, that'd be
of
fun.
all of them, all the songs that we brought up.
We'll put it on Instagram. Give the Instagram a follow, and you'll see whether it's 3 or 1. Either way, give it a listen and a follow.
It follows. Huh?
Yeah. Ooh, I love that.
And then you could call us. Wait a minute.
You could be xenophobic and
xenophobe.
say what's happening.
I'm glad you guys finally caught on to the easy plug I was giving you guys with the follows being in the name. You guys could just say that.
There you go. Oh, for the whole month of Halloween.
Clap some followers, yeah.
Oh yeah, Halloween.
Follow, yeah.
It's
Ooh, Halloween.
Yeah, follow. Hey guys, it's Halloween. Please follow us.
But yeah, no, that was great. I love the playlist. Let's and wrap up things, I guess, with I think I'll start off with plugs just to start things off. Follow the Instagram as mentioned. Follow us for the music. Follow our show. Definitely download any episode, even the old ones. Go on your friends' phones, download them. Remember how like a few weeks ago we said to steal people's phone and put your number in their phone? Do that, but also download our episodes on their phone too. So then, that way, and follow them. Yeah, please. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Follows them.
Yeah, do not follow them. Yeah.
Do not it follows people just to make them follow us.
Yeah, unless they want to.
If you're willing to do that for us, then
if they want
honestly, babe, God, babe, I'd appreciate if you could like put your number in my phone.
to. Ooh. I also want to. I think I'll just plug also like watch some horror, like scary movies. Take care of yourselves. Try to don't watch too scary of a movie though, because we need you back.
Soup.
Yeah, we don't want you to like get too scared that you die. You can't listen back like for new episodes. Yeah. What about you, Gib? What you got to plug? I'm gonna whisper now.
Check out the Gibbeldang Instagram. I'm kind of a lot more active and a lot more creative now, so I'll be posting a little bit more on there. If you want to check out some of the custom action figures that I make. Other than that, keep checking up on the No Dumb Idea podcast Instagram too. We're slowly but steady. We're kind of getting more people to listen, and yeah, I appreciate everyone that checks out every episode that we have. It's,
good.
It means a lot. It really does.
Well, what you should do instead of stealing people's phones, go to bars and just play them part of this podcast as like to impress like the person you're trying to impress. Like, yeah, I was on this show, just me.
Yeah, nag everyone in the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Just by play our podcast. Be like, hey guys, you
go to the
too
jukebox
stupid to listen to this one.
Go to the jukebox and play our podcast on the jukebox somehow. Figure that out. Go to a DJ and be like, hey, can I like sign up for karaoke? And then just play this podcast with karaoke to it.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Everyone in the bar is just like, they're all having conversations. Like, God, who's talking so fucking loud? It's like you're.
Who's this Domma Summers? What the fuck? Why does she not tell me what she has to say?
Domma Summers.
She has so much to say, but she never tells me. I'm here to say.
Well, yeah, I guess she's a bad girl. She's a bad person.
They're bad girls. It's multiple people. It's okay. But it's okay to be bad girl. It's okay to be ninja. Any other plugs? Sorry, I intercepted your plugs. Any other plugs, Gib?
I don't know. I think that's it, I guess.
All right.
What about you, Lag?
Yeah, titular Lag.
Yeah, I guess just give my band The Tower of the Fool a listen. Follow us on Instagram. All of our stuff's up on Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, you name it. It's up there. Just give us a follow. Check it out. I'm a little inactive on my art page, but you can follow that. It's Lagg9000. And I mean, yeah. Other than that, that's about all I got to plug.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show. I mean, it's great having you. I hope to see you
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, no, of
We got a
course.
lot of spooky
Yeah.
stuff going on this month, so and thanks again for the theme. I mean, it's fucking great.
Yeah, no, happy to be here. Happy to help, man.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. All right, we'll have a
All right.
spoopy time. Ooh.
Yeah, ooh. Watch out for Domma Summers.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, not the Donna Summers.
You sounded like Saturday Night Live too.
And now for Domma Summers.
Musical guest.
Guest
God.
Domma
It
Summers.
follows.
Featuring Doomy Sumi. Doodoo Sudu.
All right, cut that there. Definitely cut. Hey, outro.